Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, people? It is Tony the Savant. Before we get started, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you have not already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily. Stay very busy on the platform. And last but not least, please leave y'all's thoughts and opinions in the comment section as I'm always intrigued to hear what you all have to say about these topics. And ladies and gentlemen, we just got through with another epic NFL Thursday night football game. Probably the best game of the season, man. Give or take, an NFC South showdown between the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Uh, I like this, man. It was Captain Kirk doing what Captain Kirk do. Uh, and sorry, neighbors rolling past. Captain Kirk doing what Captain Kirk do. Another fourth, another fourth quarter comeback, another game-winning drive added to his legacy. Um, as man, like I say, this was a good game, and at one point, it was fair to even count the Atlanta Falcons out. But I had a feeling. I had a feeling, and I said this in my preview of my prediction video for this game. Um, that this game was going to be one of those type of games where Kirk Cousins is going to have to be Kirk Cousins, and he was. We got our first 500-yard game this season, as there was a lot of concerns about uh, the lack of offense from the quarterbacks this season. I think it was just going to take some time for teams to get adjusted into their offense. But yeah, man, who else better to have the first 500-yard game than Kirk Cousins, the $100 million man, $180 million man to be exact, for the Atlanta Falcons. But let's look over these box scores real quick because the Buccaneers, man, they did their thing. They did their thing for sure. They've been playing great football all season. This game was more of the same. It was just there had to be a victor, right? Somebody had to win this game, and the Bucks were just as easily in this game. Um, but Baker Mayfield, he completed 19 of 24 of his passes, 180 yards, put up 3 touchdown scores. He also got sacked one time. So Baker had a pretty good game. It felt like he had a pretty decent game. I didn't know his numbers exactly, but and he also rushed a few times. He had 6 rushes for 42 yards, picked up a couple big first downs for the Buccaneers. Rashad White, who has been kind of missing throughout the NFL season, he kind of had a decent game this game. He kind of got it all on one drive. He had a big run for 56 yards, but he was serviceable as well. He had 10 carries for 72 yards. 56 yard was the longest bomb he had. Bucky Irvin, the rookie, had a fumble at a crucial point in that fourth quarter that allowed the Atlanta Falcons to tie the game up. Bucky had, as the Buccaneers were on their way to seal this game, they just needed a couple first downs, get the Falcons to waste their timeouts. Um, Bucky Irvin fumbled the ball, and while the score was 30-27, opened the door for the Falcons to get a field goal, send this game to overtime, and it was just epic. So a rookie mistake, you can't really bag on the rookies too much. Bucky Irvin has been, probably the bright spot for that rushing attack of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. As Rashad White, like I said, he's been kind of missing all season. He's not been himself. But the kid has been good, and he was good this game. It's just crucial turnover at a crucial point in the game. It's really, really, really damaging to the team. The Buccaneers could easily be 4-1 right now. Who else? Who else? I said Baker. He had a good rushing game as well. Chris Godwin led the way again in the receiving department. Well, I say lead, but he only had two more yards than Mike Evans. Mike Evans really led the way. 5 receptions, 62 yards, 2 touchdown scores. He caught a long bomb for 23 yards, 7 targets for the fantasy football community. So the legend Mike Evans is still getting his looks, getting his production. He started off pretty slow this season, but this game he definitely played big, and so did Chris Godwin. No touchdown scores for him, but 5 receptions, 64 yards nonetheless. He also has 6 targets. Moving on. The defense, they was able to pick up 4 sacks tonight for the Buccaneers, and they were doing their thing. Levante David came up with a big interception in the fourth quarter, that seemingly sealed the game. Honestly, he got his interception at about the minute 20 mark in the game. And from the looks of it, it looked like he had sealed the game for the Buccaneers. But again, Bucky Irving wound up fumbling the ball and opened the door for the Atlanta Falcons to make their comeback. But other than that, the Buccaneers, man, they played just as good as they've been playing all year long. It's just Captain Kirk put on that cape again, as he has done so many times in his NFL career. And I honestly got to look and see how many comeback games or how many fourth quarter game winning drives this dude has had, because he's got to be in the top 10 at this point in his career. I've seen Kirk Cousins do this with the Washington Redskins. I've seen him do it a number of times with the Minnesota Vikings, and already in his fifth game in the Atlanta Falcons jersey, he has done it twice, as he came back and had a comeback victory versus the Philadelphia Eagles about 2 weeks ago. So kudos to him, man, the legend. Adding more to his legacy. And I've said this at the beginning. I said this in the preseason. The Atlanta Falcons are still, despite their few, bad, the lumps they've taken this season, taking that bad, ugly loss to the Steelers to start off the season. I still got these guys as my dark horse to win not only the NFC, but even the Super Bowl. I think they're just that good with Kirk Cousins and all these young weapons around them. I think they're just that good to win the Super Bowl. Moving on to the victorious team. Once again, talking about Captain Kirk doing his thing. 42 of 58. Completed 42 of his 58 pass attempts for 509 yards. Also had 4 touchdown scores. Man, I might have to pick Kirk up. I think somebody probably picked him up in my fantasy draft, but I might have to go scoop Kirk up, man. The kind of season he's having. This would have been a big game. I got to see how many points he put up on the fantasy, because I know this was a very big game for him. But 4 touchdown scores, he did throw that one interception again to Levante David in the fourth quarter that seemingly, sealed the game. But there was still a little bit more time on that clock. He got sacked 4 times and put up a offensive rating of 114.8. Bijan Robinson. Ooh, I don't know. Bijan's been serviceable. He's not had his breakout game just yet. I don't believe so anyway. But every time I look at his box scores or I watch him play, it's just a little bit more left to be desired. But he had 12 carries tonight for 61 yards. Not much to really talk about there. He did rip off a near 30. It was 28-yard run. Um, and so, like I say, Bijan is one of those marquee guys, man. He's definitely one of the premier backs in the league, as he can catch the ball as well as run that ball with the best of them. But not just yet has he had that real breakout game, but it's coming. I know it's coming. Tyler Algier, he has 6 carries for 12 yards. Not typically himself either, but he plays the Lightning to the Thunder for Bijan Robinson. So just he got it in patches. For the wide receiving core, man, I don't know if I would have said this at the beginning of the season, but this wide receiving core for the Atlanta Falcons is one of the best in the business. As these guys, week in, week out, led by one Drake London, these dudes are always having very productive days, and again, it goes to the credit to Kirk Cousins for sure. But at the same time, these dudes come up when it's time to play. Just off the rip, I usually like to go from the most productive to the least productive when I do these, but we got to give what's this kid? Kadero Hodge. His credit, only 2 receptions, but he got the game-winning touchdown, a 45-yard touchdown by him to seal the game, 36-30. He had 2 receptions for the evening. Again, only one other catch outside of the game-winning catch, but for 67 yards. And he caught 2 targets. I mean, he had 2 targets and caught all of his targets. Drake London led the way again for the wide receiving room. He had 12 receptions, 154 yards, 1 touchdown, and he had a big 31-yard catch as well on 13 targets. Darnell Mooney, man, former Chicago Bear, one of the few Chicago Bears that I actually enjoy watching as a Packers fan. I know that sounds crazy. I like watching him more in the Falcons jersey because he's a very talented young man. But he had 9 catches, 16 targets, a lot of looks, not a lot of catches, and he had one crucial drop, I believe, in the fourth quarter. Dropped the ball, man, and it was very crucial. I think it was the third or fourth quarter. It wasn't so much a game sealing, or it didn't really affect the overall game, but it was a big drop because he's a big time receiver. He had a couple touchdowns this game, 2 touchdowns to be exact, 9 receptions on 105 yards of work today. Kyle Pitts. I know a lot of people in fantasy football have been highly upset with Kyle Pitts. I think this dude is one of the premier tight ends in the league still. It's just a matter of, getting in the groove. Like I said, it's still the beginning of the season. We just got a 500-yard game from a quarterback. So in my mind, a lot of these offenses are just about to start clicking, and we're going to see more and more 500-yard games from these guys as we go on. Respectfully, not to knock these defenses, but it's very difficult to stop all of the talent that's on the NFL fields these days. But Kyle Pitts is right in the mix. He had 7 receptions, 88 yards. He had a big catch for 32 yards as well, just doing his thing. He had 8 targets on the evening, just really doing his thing. Boo, 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 boo. Did I make a mention that Drake London had a touchdown score? I don't know if I did, but he put up a touchdown as well. Boo, 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 boo. The defense for the Atlanta Falcons played big as well. 6 sacks. No. I cap. 1 sack. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, 1 sack, no interceptions. So they didn't really play excellent, but it was one of those games where they bent but didn't break. And of course, just held their own, did enough to help win this game. But this was the Kirk Cousins show for sure. All credit due to the Cap, man. It's gonna be another swag and surf Kirko night. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be on. We're gonna get another viral clip of Kirk Cousins acting the fool. But yeah, man. So now with this victory, the Atlanta Falcons and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers both are sitting in or tied, excuse me, for first place in the NFC South. If the season ended today, the Atlanta Falcons would get the tiebreaker, of course, but these two teams match up again in 3 weeks. And this time it will be in Tampa Bay. This game was in Atlanta, so the Falcons had the advantage of home cooking. But in 3 weeks, it's going to be in Tampa Bay. Real quick, y'all, I like to look at these team scores. I mean, the team stats, just to see how the night went overall. First downs, the Atlanta Falcons led the way in that department. 28 first downs, 21 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Third down efficiency, one of those key stats that I always look for because third downs keep your offensive live. They keep the time of possession in your favor. Both teams converted 6 third down converted 6 plays on third downs. 6 of 11 for the Buccaneers, 6 of 14 for the Atlanta Falcons. But total plays, geez Louise, the Atlanta Falcons ran 30 more plays, 30 exact more plays, as they had 81 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 51. Yardage, 333 for the Buccaneers, 550 yards exactly for the Atlanta Falcons. Passing yards, pretty much night and day. Again, with Kirk Cousins putting up that 500-yard show. It was 477 total yards for the Atlanta Falcons, 173 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rushing yards, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominated in that department, 160 for them versus 73 yards for the Falcons. Penalties, 5 for the Buccaneers, 8 for the Atlanta Falcons, and time of possession once again favored the Falcons, 33 minutes, 37 seconds, compared to the 27 minutes and 38 seconds for the Buccaneers. Excuse me. So, man, NFC South showdown. This game lived up to the hype. It's definitely added into the legacy of these two franchises and the rivalry that they've had over the years. Thoroughly entertaining, man. Thoroughly, I gotta say, I fully enjoyed this game from buzzer to buzzer. So, moving on, we'll see if the Atlanta Falcons can keep up pace, and also see if the Buccaneers can rebound, as it is still early in the NFL season. Nothing has been decided yet. A lot of these teams, like I said, are still just getting into their grooves. You know, we're 6 weeks, 5 weeks into the season, a little bit over a month. So now we should be able to see who separate the men from the boys. This is about the time the men start separating themselves from the boys. So congratulations to the Atlanta Falcons. Coach over there, I think Coach Raheem Morris, um, and just a total team effort. Very, very much so a total team effort. And hats off to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers too, man. They were able to put up a good fight as well. So I don't think the Buccaneers will be going anywhere anytime soon. I do want to say that it looked like Baker Mayfield had a bit of a limp. He had took a hard hit on one play, so I hope that's not some kind of lingering issue for the Buccaneers, where they won't be able, they will be without their leader. Because I'm very impressed with the season that Baker's been having. Very efficient, not turning the ball over, leading the troops. Really, really making the post Tom Brady era for the Buccaneers um, seem hopeful. Whether they win or not, this team is fighting week in, week out, and they don't really dominate in any category outside of passing right now. And they're without their star cornerbacks in the secondary, Antoine Winfield, and I think Jordan Whitehead just went down as well. So all credit due to them. It is Tony the Savant. Y'all, please like this video, share this video, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content and going live on the channel. As well, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel as I drop content daily, go live daily, stay busy on this platform. Thank y'all, man, for the love and support. Seriously, I'm about to get back to work. I got about 18 videos, pre-recorded videos in the chamber for y'all, so I'm going to drop those throughout the night. Be on the hunt, be on the lookout for those. I am Tony the Savant. Peace.